Greetings, my name is Susie, I'm also known as Bogus Red, and I'm the owner of PaperDemon.com, the coolest art RPG website around. And I'm going to be demoing for you our hosted art RPG features. So if you are running an art role-playing game and are looking for a place to host your game and have had trouble finding something that doesn't require a bunch of coding or something like that, we may have a solution for you. One thing I do want to mention before I get too far into things, PaperDemon does not require any coding knowledge at all to use. So when you're hosting your game with us, everything's going to be point and click, as you're going to see in this demo. There are some opportunities to add HTML and coding if you'd like to do it, but it is absolutely not required. You will have everything up and running pretty quickly, like within a few days. You can start setting up queues and start having your game up and running. First, I'm going to start by just kind of showing you what the different plans are. So if you go to PaperDemon.com right now, you'll see a list of some of our partnered games here, and you'll see a button that says Host Your Art RPG. I'll also include a link to this hosting page in the description in case you need to access it. Let me make this bigger. So this page is going to tell you and detail for you what the pricing is. At the time of this recording, it starts at $20 a month, but that may change in the future. But it shows that there are two different plans available. We have a starter plan. So if you are a smaller game, maybe you're just getting started, or maybe you've been around a little bit, maybe you only have 20 players or so, this is a good option for you. And then we also have a partner plan. If you've got like 100 players and you're having trouble managing queues and that kind of thing, the partner plan is going to be a better fit. So you can see here the different check marks of which features are available. Queues is like the main thing that the bigger games are looking for. That helps with a lot of automation and managing art approval process. Okay, let's jump into the different features. So most of what I'm gonna share with you is what's covered on our starter plan. There's a few things that are available on the partner plan, and I'll point those out to you as we go. The first thing you're gonna get is a group page. Let me show this first. I'm gonna hide my picture real quick so you can see this unobscured. But you're gonna get a page that looks like this for your game. It's gonna have it's basically your group page, and it's gonna have your game name up here, and it's gonna have a bunch of different sections and tabs so that everything related to your game is gonna be together. There's gonna be a section here, I'm highlighting it now, which you could put whatever you want here. If you wanted to do some custom coding, you can, but you do not need any coding at all. You can just use our editor to put in different stuff that you want in the page. We can also help you with that if you want something fancier. It's then going to show any featured events that you have running for your game. The events with countdowns and queues is a partner only feature right now. Then it's going to show you new characters that have recently been registered in the game. There's also a leaderboard, so you can see which characters are trending and earning the most points, as well as latest artwork for that people are creating when they're playing your game. Now, the character archive, let's talk about that. So you're going to have a page, a guides page here. Where's this character compendium? If you're on the starter plan, you're going to have a characters tab directly here that'll link to your characters. All of the characters that have been registered are going to be in here, and it's searchable. So you could search for, here's one of my characters, Gerald, shows up right away. Every character has a unique tag. So it'll be starting with 2 letters. So your game is going to have a 2-letter code that's reserved for your game. In this case, this is the PaperDemon Art RPG. All characters are prefixed with PD and then the number of the character. So whenever someone submits artwork of that character, all they have to do is add this tag to it so that all of the artwork of that character can be tracked together. So if we scroll down on the character sheet, you can see there's this submission section here, and all of the art that's here has the character Gerald in it. And it's showing up here because it has that PD3 tag. You'll also notice that some of these actually have point values. That's because they've gone through a queue or an admin has gone in and entered points. Point tracking is available on the starter plan. So if you, let me add my camera back real quick. If you did want to, basically, you don't have to use trackers anymore. All you have to do is go into the submission and save the points. So this is going to save your admins a lot of manual time of having to create trackers. The system basically does it for you, and it's even more automated at the partner level. Also, let's talk a little bit more about what basically is on this character sheet. It's going to include the image of the character. You can upload multiple images. This particular character only has one at the moment, but you can have multiple images here that show the character. Maybe the character has different forms or something like that. The image can only be edited by admins. So you get to set a permission group of admins that have access to editing game data. In addition, there's some data that's here on the left that tracks different stats about your character. It shows their health points here and a HP bar. So you can define, your admins can define what the max HP is and what the min HP is. Every time someone draws the character or you've saved points for the character, the total points shows up here and it starts to accumulate. The other things here are special coding specifically for the PaperDemon game, so this stuff is not relevant, but you will have this points thing here. You'll also have an equip button so that players can equip items to their character, and it'll pull those items out of the player inventory and move them into the character's inventory. Any equipment that's been equipped is going to show up here. Some of these are achievements and things that admins have added. As you can see, this character has a lot. At any time, you can go back and look at the transaction history or transfer items. This is for transferring items to a character. So if I wanted to say, give this character an achievement, maybe this character has reached rank 4, I could input in here that they've received this rank item badge and put in a proof link and etc. and hit submit. You can also have a record of all the transactions. So if you think that someone might have made a mistake, or who knows, maybe they may have been gaming the system, cheating or something, maybe you're not sure if your admin is being truthful about something, or maybe they just simply made a mistake. Mostly we see human error happen sometimes. You can go back through here and see what happened. Maybe someone didn't get rewards that they were supposed to. You can go back in and look and take a look at the transactions and see what items were transferred around and who did the transaction as well. In addition to that, on the bottom of the character sheet, there's this thing called the change log. And what this shows is exactly what changed when, by who. So this is also great for checking to see if a mistake was made, if something was missing when it was processed, or if the wrong number was inputted. It shows you what the old value and the new value is of each of the things. And this record is automatically generated based on any time you make a change to the character sheet. Character sheet data, your admins can edit at any time. They could click this edit button and edit different things about the character, the points, the HP, change who the owner is, that kind of thing. You can also put in a note here about why you changed it so that it shows up in that history log that you know, oh, this was changed because the character ranked up, or this was changed because they completed X event, maybe the October event or something like that. You'll notice here that there's a section of additional data here. If you're on our partner tier, you can customize what data fields show up here. So if you have, a lot of games will have their own custom mechanics of different traits, or I don't remember the word off the top of my head, but different like genetic stuff that you want to track in here, or if you have different like abilities that the characters have or something like that, you can track that here. And that can plug into a custom roller. So if you wanted us to build you like a roller that will trigger extra drops if the character's a higher rank, for example, we can do that for you. You can also track things with items. Sometimes people would prefer that anyway because it's very visually interesting. So if you have certain traits or abilities, you could track them with items instead of having them as a field in your database, which you can do on both tiers. One last thing is players can easily get to their characters by clicking on their icon in the upper right and clicking My Characters. So it shows all the characters that are currently registered to them. Okay, item compendium. So you're also going to have a compendium that holds all of your items. So let's pull that up. Let me jump back to this game here. So on your group page, you are going to have a shop tab. So let's click on that. And on here, it's going to show all of your items that you have available for sale. Players can purchase items self-serve. It automatically deposits it into their bank. Currently, we don't handle any USD transactions or real currency transactions. So if you have a premium currency that people can buy, you'll still have to handle those manually. But if you have like tokens or some sort of like currency that you've created that people can use to buy items, once they have that, they can go into this shop and start buying things whenever they want. There's this button here for the item compendium at the top. This is where you're going to input all the data for all your items, not just your shop items, but any item that is in play in the game. It's very simple to add an item. You just click the button, you fill out the form, you put in your data. You can even specify if the item can be equipped. You can put in purchase information. So for example, let's say this item can be purchased with gold currency, which is a currency within my game. So I could say the price of this is, let's just say 10 gold or something. And then I could say if I wanted it to be a sale or something, or it's only available during a certain period of time, I could put that in here too as well. I'm not going to save it because I don't want to be inputting live data. But I will just demo for you how the purchase happens. By the way, we are working on improving the UI of this to make it a little bit easier to browse by category, like finding crafting ingredients and that kind of thing. Here we go. Okay, so let's say I want to buy this item here. The player just clicks on it and clicks this buy button. They say how many they want. They click buy. And now that item is in their inventory and they have a receipt of it. And players can view their inventory by either clicking this My Inventory button here, or clicking on their icon and going to My Inventory here. This is more common. So here you can see my personal inventory of all the cool little items that I have in my inventory right now. If I wanted to just see a specific game, I could click this tab to just see PaperDemon Art RPG or just see Dragons of Akela, for example. Shop, shop, shop. Yes. Okay, so you can also configure that an item is at a discounted price. If you just have the old price and the new price put in, it automatically knows, oh, you're trying to do a sale. And then it'll show this little sale ribbon on it. Let's say I was transferring something to someone's inventory. So in order to do that, you would view that person's profile. So we're on my profile right now. Then you click their items tab. You click this transfer items button. You choose which game. And then you do deposits and withdrawals. So if you want to spend an item or you want to add an item, you can put all the information here. It's very simple. You just search for the item name. Say I'm going to give this person a token. I could put that in there. I can input the quantity. Maybe they also are spending something to get this. Maybe they're spending some gold to get this token. You can withdraw that item as part of the same transaction. You could put additional items here too. You know, maybe you have like a bookmark or something. You know, you could put a whole bunch of items in here if you wanted. And just like on the character sheets, you can see a history of all the different transactions that happen and what items changed hands in each transaction. Every time you change a player's inventory, they will get a notification. So if we go to click on my icon here and we go to notifications, you'll see there's one called item transfers. So if we go here, we can see someone has added something to my inventory. So anytime you have items change in your inventory or your character's inventory, you get a notification for it. So this one here was a crafting request. I was crafting these prismatic spectacles and I had to spend these crafting ingredients to get these spectacles. If you are on the partner tier and using our queue system, it will do a more sophisticated notification. because it'll tell you you participated in such and such event. Here's your items. Character A found 78 gold and 10 tokens. Character B got 5 points. Character A got 5 points. So it shows a combined notification telling you how many points you got and any item rewards that you got and what event it was for, and it shows the artwork that you did in the corner related to the event, so you know exactly what it was that earned what rewards. Okay, queues. So if you are on the starter plan, we don't have a queue system for you. So you would run queues probably with comments or something like that. But you can still do point tracking. So what you'll basically have your players do is you'll have them submit their artwork through our submission system. They upload their artwork. They fill out the information. They attach their character art. And they put in the tag of the character here. So like the one we were looking at earlier, Gerald, PD3, pop that in. I'll do a test real quick just so you can kind of see this. Okay, so I put in an image, a title. I put the character tag here. I'm going to hit submit. Okay. It prompts you to add it to a queue. Of course, you just have your players exit out of that. So here it shows my artwork. And it shows here the character that was tagged. It shows a little widget for the character. You could click on it. And then if you wanted to add points, the admin would go in, they'd click on this button or the button for your game, and they'd input the points here. So let's say this was worth, 40 points. Input it there, and then you'd hit save. You could put in a note here about what challenge it was for, just so you kind of have a record, and it goes into the history record of the character sheet. You can also add additional characters, like maybe this artwork actually is redeemable for points for multiple characters. I could search for another character here, add 20 points, whatever. Also, when you save this, it automatically increments the total points of the character, so you don't have to do math except for maybe point count math for the submission. You can also always go back in here and edit it, like maybe it was a mistake and it's not 40, it's actually 30. It'll properly deduct the points from the character sheet. Let's talk about some partner specific features. So on the partner tier, you're going to get queues. This is the main thing that the bigger ARPGs want, because it really saves a lot of time. So if you go to the guides page, you will have, by the way, I didn't mention this, but on the starter plan, you're soon going to have a guides page so that you can put all of your lore and information here if you wanted. And these are all different pages that you can edit. You don't need any coding. It's a WYSIWYG editor. And you can put in images and everything in here, by the way. Okay, so there's this page called queues. Back to the partner features. This is a partner feature. It'll show all of your queues. Every time you create an event, it creates a queue for it. You can open and close the queue anytime. You can even schedule the queue to open and close at certain times. So if you have a special event that runs for a month, you could tell it starts on October 1st and ends October 31st, whatever. This queue page will tell you how many entries are waiting in each queue, as well as how stale it is. So you'll notice create a character, it says 0 days stale and it's yellow. Whereas these other ones, this one's 5 days stale and it's orange. So it's kind of like going more towards red the older it is. Just to kind of help visualize the process of like how you can prioritize your queues so that the queues run and operate in a smooth manner. Of course, all these green check marks have no items waiting and they're all done. So how do we process one of these? Let me see if I can find one in here. Let's demo how you would process an actual entry in the queue. I've now clicked on the queue. It shows all the items that are in the queue here. I can see each of them. It shows the artwork big so that you don't have to open it. Okay, this player has tagged their character Agent Yellow. This is how it will look for you and your admins. They've requested 7 points. You can go in here and correct it if you think the points they requested is wrong. If you have a form set up on your queue that the player has to fill out, their answer to that form is going to appear here, so you can see if they're saying, I want to use X item or something like that. That's here. Okay, so This looks like it meets requirements. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save points. So now those points have been saved on the character sheet. And now I'm going to use the roller. The roller is again a partner feature where you can set it up so that certain items drop or whatever. And you have a combination of using our simple roller builder that doesn't require any coding at all, or you can commission me to build something custom for you that works with your character stats or whatever. Okay, so first you click on the character you want to use for the role, and then you hit submit role. This is kind of telling you what items are guaranteed to drop. If you want to add some additional special drops or spend an item or something like that, you can do that here. Okay, submit role. All right, so now this role is completed and this player has gotten these items. It automatically sends them the notification. You don't have to message them or anything. And now this item is removed from the queue and you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's done. What does it look like for the player? How does the player add to this queue? Well, let's take a look at the event itself. This is the event, latent element. There's a big submit button that appears on the event. So they click on that submit button and it says here add to queue, and they're going to either select a submission that they've already uploaded or click upload new submission, and it'll ask them to upload their art or whatever. They can fill out this form. You could customize this form to whatever you want. So if you need to gather additional information from the player, you can do that with this form. And then they tag the character. Now it'll show recent characters that they may have used previously so that they can very quickly like say, yes, I want this character tagged here. Or they can search for one. So let's say I wanted to put Willow on my entry. I can search Willow and I'd input the points that I'm requesting here. And then I'd click submit. And then that puts it into the queue. Also, it'll automatically get added to your gallery. Once they add any artwork to the queue, it'll go in your game's gallery page. You can have countdowns on your events. They turn red when it's getting close to the deadline, just for a little bit of once this countdown is complete, the player cannot submit to the queue anymore. This is again a partner feature. So to set up a roller, you're going to edit an event or create a new event, which an event is also a queue. And down at the bottom, there's this option for a roller. Now, you could configure a roller that gets reused across a bunch of different events if you wanted. Like if you just have one simple setup for the rollers for all events, you can do that. Or you could create something custom. So I already have one here. I'm going to just show you how that's configured. This is the battle roller. So here I've said, okay, the player is going to get 40 gold and 10 tokens. This is a guaranteed drop. But if you wanted to add something random, you could say crafting ingredient here, and it'll basically go through your item compendium and pick a random item that is tagged crafting ingredient. We don't yet have a system that lets you do like percentage based type of picking of certain items, like it's more likely to do a common item versus rare. However, you can commission us to do some custom code for you where we will put in a modifier that will do that kind of stuff. Because usually when people want to start doing that kind of complex roller mechanics, they actually want to read the character sheet data to influence the drops or the character's equipment and stuff. Oh, we also have a traveling merchant feature to help you like push sales of some items. It just appears in the inn. I could show you what that looks like. We have one running right now. We did it as a bartender. Shows up, he's selling some drinks. You could customize the image. You could customize the text. You could customize the name of the NPC. You could choose which 3 items are promoted. You can do up to 3 items. I think that's pretty much it. So if you're interested in hosting with PaperDemon, if you would like more demos, you have questions about what we offer, you want to know if maybe it will work for your game, please get in touch with us. My email should be in the description below, but you'll also find it on this hosting page where you can see all of our different pricing options. Just email me bogusred at PaperDemon.com, and I will give you more information. We could set up a meeting and I could tell you more about what we offer. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.